Let's talk some Star Wars shit. Stick to Disney. They could kill them off screen. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Keeping it in the realm of Disney ruining shit. Disney has given the license to video games they've licensed the Star Wars license to Ubisoft to create an open world game called Star Wars Outlaws. Previews came out today. I have not watched any. I wanted to save it for the stream. I want to see what the people got to say. This video is not too bad. It's only 9 minutes. I've been kind of iffy about this game. Everything that I've seen looks like a 6 or a 7. It honestly looks like another Ubisoft game set. It looks like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, set in a Star Wars universe, but I could be wrong. Ethos said he liked the game. He dropped the video, so check out his video. Ethos said he liked the game, and I seen a TikTok where dude said he liked the game too.
Yeah, but
so I could be wrong.
Pay me to hang out with you.
But I do have low expectations.
It's impossible that Star Wars Outlaws is the first ever open world Star Wars game, but indeed it's true. With that first comes plenty of expectation, but also lots of excitement, particularly when the studio handling the effort is massive entertainment.
But can we trust Ethos? No, that's why I'm not watching his video. He don't play no games.
Talented developers of the division. Speaking personally, I confess that I don't often get hyped up for too many open world games these days, outside of those made by Rockstar, as those can be counted on to raise the bar every single time, but I have been plenty hyped for Outlaws. After all, it's set after The Empire Strikes Back. You play
you see yourself working on a game, like in a voice acting role? That is one of my goals one day, to try to get into a game.
As a Han Solo caliber scoundrel instead of yet another Jedi.
Yeah, let's do 1.5. We'll do 1.5. Let's speed it up here. Easy apping.
And you've got an awesome alien creature pet named Nyx by your side at all times.
Who says he liked it.
Impact on gameplay, and not just follow our hero Kay Vess around being adorable. In other words, it's got a lot going for it on paper.
Don't worry, Nyx. The next job will be better.
And while it doesn't seem like Outlaws will do any Rockstar-like bar raising, after playing a near final build of it for 4 hours across 2 different sections of gameplay, I can say it's still one of my most anticipated games yet to come out in a busy second half of 2024, and it feels very Star Wars in all the right.
Yeah, like even if this game is good, it's still facing an uphill battle for the simple fact that this game comes out a week apart from Black Myth Wukong. And even though Star Wars is the stronger IP, its legacy, in terms of the gaming space, I feel like the gaming community is hyped for Black Myth Wukong, and this game is going to get lost in the shuffle.
Right ways.
We made it.
Ubisoft has developed a reputation for making checklist open world games, big spaces where you're given a to-do list of side quests and activities to complete outside of the golden path.
Star Wars is going to outsell Black Myth 3-1, LOL. That is also possible too, because it is just Star Wars. That is possible too. Like the casuals who don't give a fuck about stuff like this, like these previews, they might just buy it. You're right.
Outlaws is that I didn't get the sense that I was just checking boxes to inch closer to 100% game completion.
That's good to hear.
There is plenty to do in Outlaws, but those side quests and activities feel a lot more organic than they do in the publisher's other games. For example, wandering around the town of Miragana on the planet Toshara, I walked by an arcade minigame of sorts. I wandered up and played around and had a good time. I also stumbled upon a betting stand where I could wager on holographic horse races. I managed to bet on the right one by sheer good luck, which gave me a chuckle later when I discovered a datapad lying around elsewhere that gave me a strong hint on who to lay my money on. I also encountered a down-on-their-luck gambling addict who begged me for money. I obliged, enabling his vice and leaving with a promise that he'd share in his winnings should he find himself back on Lady Luck's good side. Naturally, there's also a cantina, and I even saw a sabacc table, but I lacked sufficient funds at the time to buy in and play.
Someone told me that the huts are
They got that Star Wars chess game like in Jedi Survivor. Put it in here too.
To get back something of Jabba's.
All of these optional activities feel very natural on the planets and towns of Outlaws, and that's true in part because of the excellent art direction.
Inside Gaming said they like it. So the general consensus is everybody says that they like it, which means that they've just been doing a poor job of representing the game. That's good to hear that, because we always want more good games to play. They've just been doing a bad job of representing
authenticity.
it,
From the lighting to the architecture to the NPCs milling about, Massive has, based on what I've seen so far, done an excellent job of setting an authentic Star Wars stage. And I'd be remiss if I didn't add how the story of Star Wars Outlaws only supports and reinforces all of this. Kay is just out to make her way in an unforgiving galaxy, lying or double-crossing as she needs to in order to look out for number one. This plays out in occasional dialogue choices that pop up during cutscenes, adding a bit more player agency to what would otherwise be a mini Star Wars in-game movie. Will those choices affect how the plot ultimately plays out?
That's what I want to know.
On it, but there is a laudable faction reputation system that tracks how much, or little, each of the in-game syndicates likes you. Double-cross the Hutts and you'll harm your reputation with them, but increase your standing with the Crimson Dawn. Piss off a faction enough and they won't let you into their territory, meaning you'll have to sneak in and stay undetected if you want access.
What if I say no? now that you know who I work for. I can't.
I wonder if there would be an option to keep all gangs happy at the same time, because I'm not trying to do multiple playthroughs to see what's the difference.
Walk out of here.
But you're probably wondering, what of the moment-to-moment gameplay? In this, Star Wars Outlaws made me happy. This is a stealth game if you want it to be. And if you mess up in that attempt, I honestly like that you don't have a lightsaber to save you. You'll have to use Kay's blaster, which, yes, is up.
You hear that, Ethos? This is... Ubisoft refuses to make a Splinter Cell games. This is about the closest thing you gonna get.
To get out of trouble, and that adds to the sense of danger because you're not a laser sword wielding demigod. As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against it if I messed.
Fire the editor. Fire the editor. He says that the shooting feels like it has meaningful stakes, and then they proceed to show a clip of him just standing in front of 3 goons who don't do anything.
Demigod. As such, the blaster battles felt like they had meaningful stakes, and the stealth gameplay had a bit of weight to it because I knew that I'd be up against.
Fire the editor, bro. Yeah, come on. This is what I mean when I say I feel like that's just IGN. You're representing the game bad.
If I messed up.
Calling for reinforcements. Roger that.
Naturally, with stealth comes lockpicking, and it's here too in the form of data spikes.
I hope it's not hard.
How Outlaws handles it. Each lock has a particular audio signature, and it's up to you to match that pattern by pressing the right trigger in time with the beeps. The longer you take, the more likely you are to be spotted. Similarly, the hacking minigame is also really fun. Here, you'll need to line up the right symbols in the right order, which usually takes multiple attempts. Fail too often and you'll fail the hack entirely. It took me a few tries to wrap my head around, but once I did, I really enjoyed the opportunities I got to do some hacking.
Yeah, he said the hacking in this shit better than Watch Dogs. That's crazy.
The core stealth gameplay is aided by the breakout star of Outlaws, Nyx. Yes, Nyx is the BD1 of this game, but compared to Cal Kestis' droid companion, Kay's organic pal can do a whole lot more for you. He can distract an enemy.
I'm telling you, it's those anti-woke people and Ubisoft people who are trying to force this game to be bad, but actually playing it, it's a solid game. Not everything needs to be mind-blowing to be fun. I feel that. Yeah, that's become like a weird conversation where people, there's no, like Flintlock is like a solid middle of the ground 7 out of 10 to me. And like people act like there's no room for experimentation in like middle of the road games. Not everything can be game of the year, and everything can't be the worst thing you ever played.
By getting the bad guy's attention and adorably playing dead, or flat.
Like what like I think the better way I'm trying to articulate it is things are getting really weird because people are trying to police how other people spend their money. Like outside of participating in the extensive microtransactions, that's where I draw the line because that fucks it over for the rest of us. But if somebody wants to play a 6 out of 10 or a 7, then let them. That's their money. That's their fucking business. Who gives a fuck, bruh? That game is trash. Worst game ever. But like, bro, stop policing people. You live with your mother and your chair smells like shit.
Attack them. He can hit buttons or switches too, or set off.
Stop worrying about the woke mind virus and worry about them roaches that are your roommate that are actually spreading viruses in your house. Let's talk about that.
Bombs and retrieve items. This is useful when you're pinned down in a firefight and a more potent A300 blaster rifle is across the room. Nyx can go fetch it and bring it back and drop it at your feet without you leaving cover. I even like how Outlaws handles these larger weapons. They can't be reloaded, meaning that once you fire all the rounds, you just drop the empty gun and go back to your trusty blasters. This is likely a design decision to ensure that Kay never feels too overpowered, thus making sure the player is always on their toes in combat.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation.
Finally, you can't have an open-world Star Wars game without ways to get...
Shout out to all my Nyx.
In Outlaws, Kay has a speeder bike that, as you guess, can also be upgraded. You can win credits doing races, or just stop off along the way to your destination at some interesting-looking pit stop. The bike controls well. It almost feels like driving a boat in Wave Race 64 in that it's pretty fast and arcadey and maneuverable, but hardly handles...
That was a crazy callback, Wave Race 64. Nintendo, bring it back.
Kay's ship, the
Classic.
And yes, it's upgradable. I got to do a bit of outer space ship-to-ship combat, and I had a good time. I'll need plenty more time in the pilot seat to really solidify my opinion here, but flying the Trailblazer made a good first impression.
Oh, that's it. We lost them.
If there's one...
It looks better than Starfield.
thing that concerned me a bit during my hands-on time, it's bugs. Outlaws went gold well before the preview event, meaning that if I wasn't playing the certification build, it was something mighty close. And while yes, there will inevitably be a day one patch, as most games have nowadays, it was still disappointing to see as many annoying little, admittedly mostly visual and harmless, glitches as I did.
Translation, expect to see a lot of T-poses, maybe clipping through the walls, and it must have just been the wind.
Day one update.
Ubisoft, baby.
You know the rules. No credits, no sabak. And you already owe the Pikes a fortune.
Ultimately, though, I had a fantastic time with Star Wars Outlaws. Open world games tend to be jacks of all trades, masters of none, and while I'm not sure Outlaws will master any of its gameplay components, it nonetheless not only does them all very well, but it does so with a convincing Star Wars sheen. And since there's somehow never been an open world Star Wars game before, it feels new, fresh, and most—
Oh, the AI is definitely some Ubisoft classic programming. Oh yeah, as soon as we get on this game, I'm gonna try to exploit it. Low key, that's probably my favorite thing about Ubisoft games at this point now, because they've fallen from grace. Get on a Ubisoft game and see how you can exploit it. Hey, let's test this AI out real quick.
Game out this fall on August 30th because I can't wait to play more of it.
Does Sweet Baby have a hand in this game? I wouldn't know. I don't spend my time looking for Sweet Baby Inc. detected.
Eye out for new talent.
For more on Star Wars Outlaws, don't miss our exclusive 10 minutes of gameplay, as well as our behind-the-scenes look at how Nyx was created. And for everything else in the worlds of Star Wars and video games, and
please don't tell me you one of those people, because Sweet Baby Inc. worked on Spider-Man 2, and you niggas sat on the internet and cried because it didn't win Game of the Year. Now you hate it because you found out Sweet Baby worked on it. Like, just keep moving the goalposts, man.
Star Wars video games, stick with IGN.
Like, wait a minute, Sweet Baby worked on it? All of a sudden, I don't like this game. I can't wait for niggas to shut the fuck up about Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, I can't wait for how long do y'all, let's talk about that. How long do y'all think this era of Sweet Baby Inc., woke mind virus, defeat the DEI samurai, how long do you think this era will last? I'm really hoping it's over by the next year or two. Because it's just, I'm not going to say forever, because keep in mind, it used to be SJW. There was another word that came after SJW too. What was it? But like, there's always like different terms. Oh, Gamergate. Like, I don't think it'll be here forever. Like, eventually people, until the next presidential election. I feel that. What up, Siggy? So that was Star Wars. Yes, Snowflake. There's always been terms. We got a new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero trailer, the Sand and Namek Saga trailers. Who's excited to replay the Sand and Namek Saga? That the pattern happens in a burst back in 2016. Yeah, I feel like out of nowhere, everybody just started saying it's woke, it's woke, it's woke. It definitely happens in a burst, which goes back to what I say when I say those people are parrots. They think they're so smart. They've defeated the Matrix, but I'm like, yo, you guys are parrots. You don't even think for yourselves. This shit came on like a tidal wave.
You should join this Kakarot. My name isn't Kakarot. It's Goku, got it? You have no idea how out of your league you are.
Why we normalize games needing day one patches now? Who's we? I don't work on no games, nigga. The reason day one patches have been normalized is because these publishers are pushing games out when they're not ready, because they need a certain game out during that fiscal year to appease their the board, to appease their investors. So games are getting rushed, and the workaround is drop a patch day one. But like, trust me, if you sat down your favorite game studio and you asked them if you had as much time as you needed to work on a game and money wasn't an issue, they would 100% say, oh yeah, we would love for this game to come out with no problems. That once again, stop blaming these developers. It's always the shareholders.
You're going to,
it ain't no we.
Fool.
And games are bigger and more complicated than ever. That too.
Cannon! Well then, let playtime begin.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the Cybermen talking. I thought they just was like, they talked.
Well then, let playtime begin. I think you'll be the first to die.
They talk sorta. I don't remember. That was Nappa? Oh, that was weird the way they cut it then.
Little friend's corpses scattered all over.
Capital is a gift and a curse. It's a curse when it's not, when there are not caps put in place.
Always what gets me pumped. Body, don't fail me now. Vaporize you.
I'm not gonna hold you. When this game comes out, I don't know if I'll even touch the story. Might just go online and duke it out. Probably touch the story if you needed to unlock characters, but if all the characters are unlocked, I'm not gonna lie. Nigga, we know what happens during the fucking sand suck.
Challenging me.
I don't need the achievement that bad. Oh, let's go! They got the bum characters. I want to see more of these characters. We need Farmer with a shotgun.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, unregulated is the word. Unregulated capitalism is terrible.
Simple tricks.
Go ahead. Underestimate me.
Big ass sea urchin.
We shouldn't be breathing the same.
Frieza!
You meant to be.
I'm beautiful.
Introduce you to
Super Zarbon.
Fair warning, when I'm like this, I can't help but kill. Yeah! The Saiyans are a true warrior race!
At this point, is there any real way to innovate Dragon Ball? Yeah, there is. You want to hear it? The way you innovate Dragon Ball is give the character some character development. Because outside of Vegeta and Piccolo, Story's pretty straightforward. Let's spice the characters up a little bit.
So long as I draw breath.
But that will require an original story and effort.
Even I can beat a monkey. It's our turn now.
He said that. Whoa. That'll never happen. Cut it. Let's be realistic, Herrera. Let's be realistic.
I like that.
Make other characters relevant. That's how. That's character development. That would make them more relevant. What up, Gibby?
But if you think this is going to be easy, then you're dead wrong.
With each transformation, I become far more fearsome than before.
They gonna have all the Frieza forms?
Prepare yourself and behold the second transformation of the mighty Frieza.
Niggas think Vegeta's the pinnacle of character development? Right. Shit, Vegeta's not even the best version of Vegeta. Shit. Heihei's better. That was the original Vegeta. Shit. Pinnacle Vegeta is probably Prince Zuko. Like there's like a tree of like characters that fall from like Vegeta. Prince Zuko is probably peak Vegeta.
Allowing even a single Saiyan to live.
What? Okay, it's finally ready.
Yeah, the Vegeta archetype. The prideful character.
You ruthless, heartless bastard!
Super Saiyan Goku. Woo!
Now I'm mad, Frieza.
Wasn't Dragon Ball Z before Yu Yu? I thought Yu Yu came before Dragon Ball. I know, because Dragon Ball Z, that was 90s, wasn't that? I thought Yu Yu was 80s. Dragon Ball might predate Yu Yu, but not Dragon Ball Z. And remember, Vegeta didn't show up till Z. Bro, the Yu Yu reference was such a deep cut. Are you an anime? Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, look at the animation. Like, the animation just says fucking 80s. First of all, you're not an anime fan if you haven't seen Yu Yu Hakusho. Absolutely. He said that was a deep cut. That's not a deep cut. That is an anime fan. If there's an anime starter kit, you need to watch Yu Yu. They invented the tournament arc. Well, I don't know if they invented it, but they certainly made it more popular, the most popular.
So here I am. Men, you die in disgrace at the hands of your
There were Yu Yu previews on the Dragon Ball movies too. Yeah, but you gotta remember when Dragon Ball came to the United States, like watching it was all out of order. It was all out of order. Like when did Yu Yu Hakusho come out? Originally it aired in Japan. Oh, actually, you might be right. 1992. When did Dragon Ball come out? When did Dragon Ball Z come out? Oh, no, you're right. You're right. When did the Sand Saga happen? I stand corrected. See how a simple Google search, so it slightly predates it. When did the Sand Saga happen? That was the first. Well, that was the first one. So yeah, it does. Never mind. Okay, I take it back. So yeah, the family tree would actually start with Vegeta, and then Heihei would actually be under that family tree. That's my fault. You see how quick a Google search will solve shit? I thought it did because the animation. I don't know why I thought Yu Yu was older. The manga Yu Yu was 90, DBZ was 89. So they're right around the same time, but DB still predates it like a little bit. I knew I wasn't tripping. Shit crazy. Shout out to all the anime nerds. See, y'all tripping out of respect. Y'all better put respect on Toriyama's name. Yu Yu just looks older. That may be why I thought it was older. That's my fault. That's my fault. So when did OG Dragon Ball come out? When did original Dragon Ball come out? No, not Dragon Ball Z, nigga. What the fuck? 86. That's the anime. When did the actual manga come out? Are y'all saying 84? Because really it starts with the manga. 84 is when the manga came out? That shit old as hell. Was I at DreamCon? Nah, I wasn't at DreamCon. I'm not important enough. I'd argue you might have done the Redemption arc before the Namek Saga arc, though. Yeah, I think the tournament. Well, no, because the tournament started with Dragon Ball, but like the Dragon Ball tournaments didn't really, except for like the later Baby Piccolo stuff. I still like when I think of tournament arc, it just feels like Yu Yu was the one that made it popular. They're the one who got it right. What do you think is better, Yu Yu or DBZ? I probably would put DBZ over UU, or maybe like a tie. I don't know. They're so different outside of the fighting. I don't know. I like them both equally. Theme song UU is definitely better though. Yeah. The Dark Tournament went crazy. It went crazy. And last but not least for this batch of articles, what I got for you, this has nothing to do with anything we talked about, but I thought this was pretty fucking funny. There's a clip that's going viral. I first saw this on TikTok and then I seen it on my Twitter timeline. Is this a new show, like a new sitcom or something? But apparently they were making jokes, taking shots at NBA 2K and the VC prizes and shit like that. It's a tie. It's a tie.
$315 for Xbox?
Is this like a new Wayne's Bro show? It's newer.
What in the hell is this?
Exactly. Our kids' spending is out of control.
Boy.
So why is this clip going viral all of a sudden if this is old? I've never seen this.
Kids' spending is out of control.
Boy, what did you spend $315 on?
It's my NBA game. I bought virtual clothes for my virtual players.
That's you niggas right there.
Oh, sweet. I didn't make it to the league. I tore my ACL, so I'm going to buy NBA 2K, and I'm going to get in there and buy some VC.
And you about to get a virtual ass whooping. Man, do you know when I was your age that I was lucky if I had actual clothes on my actual back? I went to school naked twice.
I miss shows like this, like sitcoms and shit, like just like silly family fun, friendly shit. That I just thought that was funny. This clip is going viral. I was like, damn, they taking like, how did y'all? So this show is old. This has been there. Like they just found this cut. That's a deep cut in one of the episodes. They was taking shots at 2K. Shout out them for taking shots. That's fucking funny. TikTok show clips of shows for views and links. Well, yeah, obviously it got canceled. I thought that clip was funny. My Wife and Kids type show, all that shit. Family Matters, Moesha, all